What is up, everybody? Today I have a very interesting video for you guys today. So if you haven't already, make sure you leave a comment down below if you have any interesting thoughts on any predictions or analysis that you'd like to give me, that you would like to talk about, and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. I'll go to bird predictions analysis together. Make sure you leave a like if you already not. If you enjoyed this video, share this video if you can. I need all the views I can get since this is basically a rebuild, since I may have took a little too long overboard over break. Go check out my last video if you already not. Oh, subscribe as well to the channel if you enjoy this channel's content if you already not. It's either my all mother videos or not, but my last video was really good. It was about what Terry Silver is Miguel's father, and for me, it is possible. But without further ado of any of those, let's get into today's. This isn't really about theories. Well, it is. But this is about something we know is inevitable. There will be at least 6 fights, but I'm going to give you 6 of the most interesting fights, in my opinion, that will happen in Cobra Kai Season 4 that I believe definitely, no doubtedly, in my personal opinion, will take place in Cobra Kai Season 4. Here we go. Number 1, Robbie versus Trey and Cruz, Part 3. Yes, now technically you could argue that Robbie and Trey and Cruz have really battled only in Part 1 and only one time outside of the Russo auto, when obviously, Robbie wouldn't give them the gate coaches they were begging, and, he turned on them because he realized the guys really didn't care about him. They were just using him for his own good. Obviously, Robbie, we saw in that fight, just starting to begin to learn, karate, and it was only Miyagi-Do he had back then. He only knew, 10% then of the actual Miyagi-Do he knows at the end of Season 2, and obviously now we know he's going to get the best weapon possible, creases, and Silver support, and maybe even Mike Barnes. You never know if he comes back and hits the Cobra Kai. I hope he don't, but you never know. It would help out Robbie's case, that's for sure. And he's going to learn how to officially strike hard, strike first, and show no mercy. And that day on the beach, I really think, he learned a lot more Miyagi-Do by then, learned pretty much it basically completely by that point. I really think that Robbie would have kicked their butts that day, and that is exactly what I think will happen in Cobra Kai Season 4. I think that Robbie, how this fight's going to take place, I think Robbie will be looking for revenge because he just has so much anger right now in him, so much hate. I think Robbie will purposely go to the, Tech Town. Yeah, that's where they used to go scam people, thinking they'll be there, but wanting to get his old hobby back, since he has no love or anything like that, or no goodness in him anymore, coming into Season 4 now. I think this will happen probably early on, if it, likely for me, and this was also my dream plot prediction for Cobra Kai Season 4, Episode 2. I think that'll be about the time it happens, Episode 2, maybe the first fight. It'd be a good one to start off with a bang there, Cobra Kai Season 4. Good fight to start with a bang. I think that he will go there and see Trey and Cruz, and I think that he'll take him back, in the alley they were at when Robbie first brought him their first, treasure that we saw in their introduction to the show, and basically Robbie's introduction as well, to see what Johnny's learned son was up to, which we are also curious about, since we knew he had a son through the first 3 episodes. I think he would take them both back out there, and I don't think he's just going to beat the crap out of them. Now, I know if it happens early on in Season 4, hey, listen, he hasn't had enough, Cobra Kai learning, but he really has. He really will. He's learning to strike first, strike hard, show no mercy, took the first lesson in juvie. And we saw what happened. Sean can beat the crap out of both Trey and Cruz, and I really think that Robbie is really going to handle these guys this time. So, yeah, got to get on to Fight 2 now. This one is going to be one that is going to surprise a lot of people. And I'm just going to say, I'm not going to get into detail about it. It's going to be short and sweet here. Dimitri versus Kyler. But it's not what you're thinking, and it will not be in the tournament. I will tell you that. It will not be in the tournament. That is a teaser for something I became pretty convinced about for the next video. Fight number 3. Tory versus Samantha, Part 3. Or really Part 8. I don't know. You had the Roar Rink, Part 1 was at the Beach Club, like we was just talking about Robbie, Trey, and Cruz. Part 2 was at the Roller Ring. Part 3 was at Mood's party with the drinking. Part 4 was at the school. Part 5 was at the arcade. Part 6, well, you could say that was the house fight, I guess. It'd probably be part 8, even though you'd be thinking, well, it's part 7 if they fight, in the tournament, which I'm saying they will, but, they're probably going to have an interaction where they don't actually get to fight again, for sure. Sometime down the course of season 4, maybe one. It'll be 8 or 9, I know. Robbie, Tory, and Samantha in the tournament. And this time, I really do believe that it will be in the round of 8. Round of 8 finals. Whoever wins will get in the semifinals. I think that Tory could possibly get disqualified in this match, but I just don't know. I think it would be Tory's revenge to really, hurt Sam. Maybe she pulls, honestly, some trick to win the final point that, like, Chris and Silver teach her over this course of the season. Silver, I'm sure he's gotten a lot smarter over the years since Karate Kid 3, learned, obviously, from his mistakes back then. Maybe he teaches some kind of trick to get a point, but really hurts your opponent, and that's how Tory gets her third, point, and they're arguing like, come on, that's she should be disqualified, that's not fair. But I think that Tory will finally get the better of Sam just because of the way I really think Cobra Kai Season 4 is going to end in some ways. It's going to be very bittersweet. Let's just say that. I really do. It's going to be very bittersweet. Cobra Kai Season 4 is going to be very, very, very bittersweet. But I think Tory will get the better of Samantha, and they will fight in the tournament and not in the street fight in the middle of Cobra Kai Season 4. Moving on to the third battle now. And this may come as a surprise to some people. Not the fight that I'm mentioning, but when it happens. Hawk versus Cobra Kai. I'm honestly going to say that it is not the circumstances that we believe. I don't think Robbie, Tory, and Kyler are going to execute this. No. Because Robbie and Tory don't go to school. And Kyler, deep down in my opinion, is afraid of Brooks. But Kyler will be in the fight. What I think will happen is, yes, I think Tory will be the one to instigate it and order the attack. I think, obviously, she's close with, and, Cub's closer because, all their best friends was Hawk. And now Tory, moving up the ranks because Hawk came out and, the Cobra Kai Dojo and, really going to be a bigger character this season as well. I think that Tory will, obviously has a good enough relationship with the minor Cobras, the boys, like Rickenberger, Mikey, I don't know all their names, the African-American dude, those guys. That obviously, Hawk really, and Red, Hawk obviously really, hung out with those guys a lot, and Hawk goes to school with them, and that's where we saw them ganged up a couple of times in Season 3. So I think that Tory will get together with them one day, order them to attack Hawk at school, since she don't want to get in any trouble, because you never know what's going to happen after they broke, Tory, and ordered everybody to break into the house fight. I think that they're going to get back at Hawk in the lunchroom, or maybe something like that, maybe somewhere at school. I think this fight will take place. And I think, since I strongly believe that Mike Barnes will be returning and be on the good side, get redeemed and join Miyagi-Do alongside Daniel and possibly Johnny, I think that Mike Barnes will be Hawk's rebuilder, the person to really find balance, since he redeemed himself. And I think that Hawk will get brutally jumped, but I think that Mike Barnes is going to be the person to get him up on his feet, over the course of this season. That's my personal opinion. That's what I think is going to happen. I think that Hawk, I'm not going to say it because it's a teaser for next video, but I think Hawk's going to be a little lonely at school. Yeah. All right. Fight number 5. Running out of time here. Better get to it. Fight number 5. Daniel versus Terry Silver. Now, y'all might be wondering, heck, man, what are you thinking? Why are you saving this one for last? Well, or why aren't you saving this one for last? Well, the thing is, I'm just going to say that I need to settle the actual final fight of the season for last. Daniel and Terry Silver, though, is definitely going to be the most memorable fight of the season. Most likely be the one that everybody looks forward to. I think these two will finally face off somewhere towards the end of Season 4. I think this time around, they're not going to do anything after the tournament. I think they're going to do something before the tournament, before the All Valley tournament. I think that Cobra Kai, I honestly think the tournament will take Episode 9 and Episode 10, in my personal opinion. But I think that maybe in Episode 8, and you're thinking, well, Episode 8 is really usually boring. boring episode. Well, not necessarily season 1, episode 8, if you really think deep down about it. It left a big cliffhanger with, Louie and everything. I think that episode 8, and really did give a big cliffhanger last time. I think the episode 8, maybe going into episode 9, although it takes, 1.5 episodes or whatever, Cobra Kai is going to do something to the dojo. That's my personal opinion. And I'm going to talk more about it in another teaser for next video, but Daniel is going to have enough. Terry Silver is going to play a lot of games. He's going to get on nerves. That's going to be the moment to push him over the edge. And without John Kreese, him and Terry Silver will go one-on-one. And in my personal opinion, Daniel will come on top, just like Mr. Moggy. Before the tournament, like I said, parallel to Karate Kid 3, that's part of the reason I think. Before the tournament, these two are going to have to fight this season. I think it will happen then, and that's going to bring out more anger in Terry Silver to get back at Daniel in the tournament. So, will they win? That leads to Fight 6, Hawk versus Robbie, final match in the Cobra Kai Season 4 tournament to decide the next and the 52nd, I believe, All Valley champ will be Hawk, a.k.a. Eli Moskowitz. I think he's going to have not as big of an arc, but a great arc on his rebuild like I was describing after he gets beat up. He's really going to have to plow through a lot of people, more than we know. Another teaser. Y'all should be figuring this out. So many teasers. Hawk will, I think, beat Robbie by 1 point in the tournament at the end of the Cobra Kai Season 4 in the All Valley and win the All Valley. And then, who knows what happens after that? Really. Who knows? But I do believe it is a possibility that something really, that's why I said bittersweet. Who knows what happens after that? Maybe it, basically cuts to black like the Karate Kid movies did. Karate Kid 1, Karate Kid 3. A lot more cut to black fashion this time than Cobra Kai Season 1 at the end of the tournament. Maybe. But I don't think there's going to be anything, honestly, I don't know of anything that would happen, since I said the fight's going to be before Daniel and Terry Silver, that could possibly happen with rivalry between the dojos after the tournament. But I think some relationships are going to be made, are broken, for sure, around the time. So, I hope you guys enjoyed that video. About out of time. Make sure you guys leave your comments down below. If you have any interesting thoughts or interesting fights you'd like to mention to me that I left out that you believe, make sure you leave a like if you enjoyed this. Share if you can. Need all the views I can get on the rebuild here. And subscribe to this channel if you already not. Enjoy this channel's content. And check out my other views and other videos if you already not. Need all the views I can get. Alright guys, I'll see you in the next one. So take care. Love you guys. Peace.